You laugh now? I was watching Dragon Ball. Do you know the monkey's name? His name's Bubbles.
Ah,
Really? Is its name Bubbles?
It is named Bubbles.
Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that.
I did not remember that.
That's retarded because your name is Bubbles. Because you were in... Oh, God. Okay, so today's topic, Bubbles, or All Dog, or whichever one of you faggots, is strategy games, right?
What's the strategy game?
Strategy games, and the history of strategy and how it's become prevalent again, or something. All Dog, take over.
really.
Fix this.
I don't want to.
That's not the spirit I wanted to hear out of you, boy. Got that shot collar. Gotta give him the old 1-2 zippity zappity. No.
All dog.
What?
Take responsibility.
No.
Becca. Okay. So, All Dog, what do you think of this generation of RTS games?
I think they're lazy, like millennials.
All Dog, you piece of shit. All Dog,
Aldo consider himself a millennial.
I am a millennial.
All Dog's like, I'm a millennial. I'm one of those kids.
I'm lazy.
See, meanwhile, I'm like in my late 40s. You know, I don't understand these millennials.
Kyle, you're not a... Jesus Christ. You shut the fuck up.
Child.
I just won't identify as a 40-year-old. That's how you know you're a millennial. Oh, God. Okay, so, strategy games. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Come on. We've got energy, but we just need to focus. Because we've been going for quite a while now. Bubbles like, oh my God, we've been going the whole time.
You know,
So what exactly do you define as this generation?
I started in the middle of Bubbles' or Arch's conversation, or All Dog's conversation.
You're just annoying me because you started this. You didn't tell me when you were going to do it, so I started playing the game.
That's fine.
Yes, Carl is terrible at communication. I've already told him this.
Look, this
I've
isn't...
already yelled at him several times.
Hey, this isn't the podcast of criticism. This is the podcast of criticism directed away from
You know what? Let's talk about how Carl is terrible at managing things.
Oh, no.
Okay, okay. Before we go into that, because that's going to take a while. So, you want to talk about this generation. What is this? This decade or the resurgence in the late 2000s?
Resurgence of... Well, we have two resurgences, don't we? Because we have the...
No, we don't. We technically only have one major one, which I think is a major one.
And you're talking about the early 2000s?
Mid to late 2000s. Company Heroes.
Yep, mid to late, because that was after
Pretty
the
much.
fall of CNC.
So I think late 90s was it, and then it died in the early 2000s for like 7 fucking years.
And everything was kind of crap.
Everything
Nothing
was bad.
real special then.
There was a
and then
couple
they were
of
the same.
goods, but they were just meh.
A lot of it was meh. Like the only thing.
Most of them followed the same formula.
Yep, played
Yeah,
it
it was
safe.
the only one that really like sparked some good shit was Sacrifice, which I think was late 2000s.
Sacrifice. Let's just double check. I'll pull up.
Double check that.
Don't worry. I've got it up. The wikis. So I'm ready this time. Actually, no. It came out November 1st, 2000.
Yep. So yeah, I was right. 2000s.
So a lot of the good Command and Conquerors died in 2000. For fuck's sake, the last true Command and Conquer was Tiberian Sun, and that came out in 2000 as well. A lot of great games came out, but after that, it was like things started to teeter off. Now we still would see like things like Red Alert 2 and a couple other good strategy games.
Well, put it this way: it's not a matter of it's dropping. Console games, FPSs blew the fuck up.
Yes,
Because that right after that was Halo 2 in 2000. What? 2002, 2003. No, Halo, really?
Must be the first.
I think
Trying to
this.
remember.
I think that was Halo 1. Halo release date. Halo released in the first Halo released in November 15th of 2001. The second one on 2004. So yeah, early 2000s.
Damn.
And that was definitely during the golden age of the coming of FPSs, because you had the Call of Duties. You've got the Tribes games, but those died off pretty quickly. But
I mean, the Tribes games were fucking cool as fuck, though.
they were pretty cool. Problem is they just didn't quite catch on. And then you had the Unreal Tournament 2004 as well. Don't forget about that one. Ooh, that was good.
You also had Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 2, yeah. So shooters as a whole just fucking sort of outshined strategy. And you had still things like StarCraft, that were popular, but they were old, and the Command & Conquer franchise would continue to go
You
on.
kind of just had the big ones that were left. There weren't really many small ones propping up as they were before.
But I think there was one other thing that was kind of popular. Was the Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends. That came out 2006, 2004. Like, you still see some strategy, but there was lack of innovation.
They were cool, but it was still, at the time, where personal computers were still kind of shit. And the graphics were being pushed so hard, but people were still making them on old operating systems. Like, fucking Jesus Christ. XP was still being used then, and then barely Windows 7 popped up. And all the developers were still making games that could run on, like, XP in early 2000 shit.
Yep, because not everyone had converted.
It's DirectX, dude. Like, they were using such an old... Everything was so old. So, like, even though Legends was cool, everything was just awful still to look at. It wasn't until, like I said, COH to me was like that, holy shit, that's the leap forward that showed me that, PCs had more power than consoles, because they always have been, but people just never thought about it,
Yep. You would see the resurgence of strategy, and there would be sort of a dead period in the 2000s. You'd see a couple things coming here and there, but nothing really major. I think the only major thing was like Red Alert 2. And then you'd see Company Heroes come to power. And it launched in 2006, September 12th, so sort of towards the end of that, so, late 2006. And you'd see a resurgence, and we'd eventually see Company Heroes 2 and other strategy games again. We'd also see the release of Dawn of War 2 not that long after.
We see Dawn of War 2, which was big.
Yes, Dawn of War 2 was awesome. And the multiplayer for that was a fucking good selling point on that title.
Well, everything kind of was for that fucking game. Jesus Christ, the story wasn't bad. The way they did it wasn't bad. Like, it had rough edges, but I mean, on day one, it was like, holy fuck, like the cinematics of you jumping between the systems, seeing your ship go through the fucking warp was badass.
Yep, and the level design was actually pretty competent as well.
I mean, the missions were just... They all became cookie cutter, but I mean, just the cinematic feel of that campaign felt like you were just the pinnacle of this. You're just like, what? All you had was one strike cruiser and a few support cruisers, and that was it. That was it against an orc fucking wog, and then you had to deal with the Nids all of a sudden. It felt 40K. It felt so 40K. It felt perfect to me. Just the thematic feel of it felt so good.
It was definitely that whole vibe of the Imperium facing off threats that are far larger and far more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Chaos Rising was just even more fucked up and better.
Retribution would see the sad point, and that would also see that would be like what? No, the last game under THQ would be Company Heroes 2, wouldn't it?
Technically, yes. And then Sega picked it up, and then they had to do their whole restructuring, firing half their staff, and promoting all the retards that led to Dawn of War 3.
Mm-hmm. The one nice thing that Sega did do, or it's not really Sega, but Relic did after being bought by Sega, is remember when GameSpy died, they updated all the old Dawn of War and all the old Company Hero games to run with Steam, and Dawn of War 2 as well.
Dawn of War 2 was on Microsoft.
Yeah, I know, but when that died, they updated it for Steam support.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it wasn't GameSpy. It was just, it was Microsoft something. Before
Windows Live Games, I think.
Yeah, before they fucking canned it, when Windows 10, Windows 7 to 10 and all that shit. But that in between time, when they made the Windows Store, when the Xbox came out, Xbox One.
Yep, the Windows Store saw the replacement of the Windows Games Live, and I don't really know why they. I mean, it's at least it's more competent. I have a feeling it won't die.
No, it won't die for the sheer fact it was a really good move by them. They got rid of that stupid system and they integrated it into the Windows 10 OS, and they basically flipped off Sony. They were like, you know what, Sony, you can pour in so much more money in your console, but you know what? We have crossplay between PC and us.
That's true.
Now you're the bad guy, not allowing crossplay. Like Microsoft fucking thought. I mean, the Division thought about that shit way the fuck back, dude. They were good to sell that point where they have crossplay.
Oh, you say Division, right? Tom Clancy's
Yeah.
division? Yeah. Okay.
No, what the fuck?
I'm just teasing. It was a good meme.
Yeah.
But yes, I know what you're saying.
Anyway, go ahead.
Bad
thing.
Company Heroes 2. Hold on, I'm just seeing when that came out. That came out in 2013, June 25th. And we still see tons of strategy games. Granted, the RTS genre, the subgenre for like base building or tactical, like Company Heroes or the CNC, which are both their own sort of their own things, because you got the base building with CNC, and you've got more tactical with Company Heroes franchise and Dawn of War.
Company of Heroes had no base building. You put down your 4 buildings, that was it.
I know, it's a tactical RTS, more so.
They had tactical buildings, basically, or just buildable defenses. It was really good use of it.
Yep. It's its own thing, and they're both good, I think. But you would see the disappearance of the CNC style, and then you would see it keep resurfacing with weird games that would just try to resurrect it, or be like, I'm the inheritor of the Westwood like thing of Command and Conquer. We're like the same thing, and it's like, yeah, but you're the Tiberium Dawn. You're the first one. You know, when that was innovative, that isn't innovative anymore. That's basic, basic base building, basic resource gathering. It's like, no, Command and Conquer got evolved later on to have more things like garrisonable buildings, leveling up units, fucking spies, all sorts of sub mechanics under voxel based terrain in Tiberian Sun, like all sorts of fucking thing, environmental effects, bridges, like it got more in depth than what you see. Because for example, 8-bit armies, now granted it sells itself as a pretty basic RTS, but is another example of just, you know, basic RTSs is for base building. And the tactical front, you would see a couple of games here and there. Most notably was the Man of War Assault Squad. You guys familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
I only ever played the second one.
I mean, the second one, Assault Squad's good. The rest of the franchise is kind of mediocre at best, and even then, it's kind of meh.
Mediocre is not really proper. It's just they're copy pasting it. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, they just minor improvements, not really worthy of being a sequel. But yeah, they charged for it, which is a little outrageous. Now we've seen other tactical games make the rise. We've got the first Battlefleet Gothic, which is kind of relevant at the moment because there's a second one. But granted, they cut support for it quite early on, if you guys remember, for Battlefleet Gothic, because it just kind of fell off the radar. And that launched in 2016 on April 21st, and it was cool, but the problem was there wasn't much to it, surprisingly. Like, the game kind of just played itself.
They were really dumb. I'll tell them this. If this game, when they release the second one, if it's the exact same thing as the first one, it's going to die again.
Yes.
They need to, and I mean they really need to, do turn-based. Having it be real-time does not make any fucking sense.
It's a tabletop game. And that's the problem. The real-time just didn't quite work out. The player base died almost... a few months in?
It's too much to handle.
It's too micro heavy.
It's too micro heavy. There's too many abilities. There's too much movement, and their control sucked for you to do it on the fly. So it became a fucking heavy micro game where you had to be fucking pure-blooded Korean to actually do things.
Or you'd have to put it on slow-mo or pause, and that's not very fun. Like, if we're going to do it like that, you might as well just make it turn-based. See, Total War is not that micro heavy. It's relatively streamlined, so you don't have to do it that much. Especially when you get used to the controls. Problem is,
depends a bit on how you play.
That too.
Well
you can make it extremely micro heavy if you want.
Like, put it this way though. Like, even then, each unit has a whopping what? You can tell it to move, hold fire, reform, and maybe they'll have two abilities. Like for basic units. Well, like your basic unit was like your cruiser for like your whatever, the Imperial Navy. That one cruiser could have like 5 different abilities, along with its movement controls, along with holding fire, repair. It has too much to control.
And then the targeting, you have to make sure you don't get rammed.
And you have to baby every unit, because God forbid you miss a unit and the other player's like, you know, microing it better than you. You're just fucked. Mm-hmm. See, it would be so cool if they did turn-based, because then they could make it more
cinematic.
Cinematic, yeah, exactly. It could look cooler, And it could be played like an actual table, like it is. It's supposed to be Battlefleet Gothic Armada. You know, it's
a good take on it is look at Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, great example, is a turn-based. I mean, if that was real time, it'd be garbage. I mean,
They did have real time, but you know what it was? It was a fun mode.
True.
That wasn't their focal point. They did not balance that shit at all.
That was not balanced. But no, yeah, you're right with Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is an example. See, they're taking a tabletop game, and unlike Dawn of War, where they're modifying it to make it into a video game. Like, same goes for Space Marine. I mean, look, it doesn't follow the tabletop rules because that Space Marine would be dead. The one you're playing as. All those orcs would have killed him, just the sheer amount of dice rolls on the table there. I'm sorry, but you're fucking dead. But it gamed it. It went with the lore instead. And the thing is, sometimes going with the lore is actually bad. Because otherwise you'll just kill your own game. That's why Dawn of War doesn't, for example. No, at least the original Dawn of Wars. Dawn of War 2's Space Marines are a lot more tanky, like they would be.
Well, in the campaign or in the multiplayer?
In the campaign. In the multiplayer, they're not.
Marine. Yeah, the multiplayer is sad. They're paper Marines.
Paper Marines. Then we're not.
They do have to be for balance sake.
Yeah. Oh, they had to be, of course, because I remember playing the beta where Assault Marines were literal fucking gods. And then I remember playing Chaos Rising where Assault Terminators were literal fucking gods. I remember Lightning Claws, and they were like, oh, 4 Knob Squads, all fully upgraded? Nom, 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 they're all dead.
Oh,
and I remember Arch and me testing it, and he was just like, "I'm gonna bring over my his super unit, the one that lets you reinforce." He was reinforcing his squad while I was fighting. It was 3-on-1, so 3 knobs versus my 1 assault termi, and I buffed him with these all the buffs and shit. And he buffed his dudes. It doesn't fucking matter. The lightning claws literally just minced all of them because they AOE splash.
Yeah,
it was fucking hilarious. And I was like right after where orcs were completely broken in Dawn of War 2. So I was like so ecstatic that the Assault Terminators weren't shit with the Lightning Claw upgrade. Fucking great.
Dawn of War 2 had some good multiplayer. And then they also implemented an interesting sort of spin-off mode. Remember, was it Last Man Standing or something?
It's Last Stand, yeah.
That was
a lot of people actually, like half of the player base, played that.
They made that a fucking standalone game. Fun fact.
Well, like I told you, half the player base played that. And then a quarter of them played multiplayer, and then everyone else either did Last Stand or the campaign. Because the campaign was that fun to play.
Yeah, especially in the time when it was released. Because think about it. There wasn't a whole heck of a lot in terms of good RTSs when it was launched. And on top of that, the ones that were good, most of the campaigns are normally cut and dry. Like, you haven't seen top-notch. What I like to refer to as, like, AAA quality fucking story campaigns and RTSs. You got, like, Company Heroes, fucking awesome. You've got, World in Conflict wasn't half bad. This is a little side note, a little honorable mention there. You've got, the StarCraft, which isn't half bad. It's pretty basic, though. Not a big fan, but it's except for that part where the revolver thing that you and I talked about. Other than that, the story was pretty good. But the whole, like, laziness with their animations was kind of like, oh, come on.
Right here's a really good one. This is actually pretty good from Wikipedia. That kind of tells you a lot about strategy games being released. So we'll start from 1990, just because fuck it. 2 games strategy released that year. Then it goes from 6, 3 to 4 to 8, and then 96 is big, is 10. Then 97 with StarCraft and all this other shit. 26 games for strategy that year. 98, 25. 99, 14. 2000 was 30 fucking games, dude. And it was 27, 2015. All the way to 2007, where it was 22 fucking games. And then it tanked. In 08, 9 games. 09 went to 16, and then it died again. 10 to 5 to 2. Like, late 90s, early 2000s was the boom, and then it just kind of, I guess, oversaturated, and they were really shit, and then they died.
Yeah, they did disappear. But we got a resurgence. What's that? Oh, you got the list.
Yes, the list.
Makes it bigger. Just doesn't make it bigger.
Tried
so hard. Yeah, holy fuck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the pinnacle. 2000. 2000 was a great damn year. I mean, fuck, you had Tiberian Sun, my all-time favorite. Fucking one right there.
Like, you even had some of the cool ones during this time, like Stronghold 2 was fun.
Oh,
Crusader.
yeah.
Like, this when Paradox was coming out, too, with Crusader Kings in early 2000s. Lord of the Rings. Homeworld 2, how could I forget Homeworld?
Homeworld, oh my god, yes.
Age of Mythology. Oh, yeah, look at all these games. Oh, yeah, the Cossack series before it became shit when the random polls got it, and they made a shit third one.
Yeah, it was kind of half-baked. I don't know what that was about. I was excited, and then played it, was like, yeah, and then like, wait, this has less features than Cossacks 2.
This has nothing. There's no, like, taking over settlements for resources. It was just...
Blow it up.
Command and Conquer bullshit.
Hey, don't you diss Command and Conquer, but yeah, it shouldn't be in the Cossacks game.
I'm not dissing it. It's just they copied it. It was what it is. It didn't do anything.
Command and Conquer's dead.
And then you have the Battle for Middle-earth 2 in 2006.
Battle for Middle-earth. Yes, that's a really good one.
That was fun and gimmicky at the time.
It was fun and gimmicky, but it played like generals, and it was kind of autistic, but it was also good.
Yeah, there's Company Heroes in 06. Rise of Nations, Rise of Legends 06. Star Wars Empire at War and all that shit.
Yes, that was good shit.
There's the Dawn of War, Dark Crusade, Medieval 2, Total War. That was a fun one.
That shit was the bomb back in its heyday.
It's still pretty fucking good.
There it is again, 2007. Great fucking year again. Well, it's continuation. Command and Conquer 3, Tiberian Wars.
Yep.
Was a Company Heroes Opposing Fronts, fun. Europa 3 came out. That was also really fun. That's what I think that was my first Paradox game. Arch got me to play that shit, and I was like, holy fuck, grand strategy, too much. And then I could never stop playing them.
I hadn't met you by that point, but I did find that was my first Paradox game as well. Europa 3.
Oh, dude. I remember playing Sins of a Solar Empire back
in
my
07. God. Dude. Sins of a Solar Empire Entrenchment was my favorite expansion in that one. Because I had the big star bases. Oh, God, I love those things.
Sins of a Solar Empire was kind of revolutionary.
It was. It was
like... so many ships.
It just needs to be a second one. They really need to just make a second one. Because now with DirectX 12
it can
and all the new computers, they can handle it. It won't bog down. They can have these 16-player fucking mosh pits of death.
See, it was such a cool game too, All Dog, because it was like it was a real-time strategy game, but it was mixed in with grand strategy. It was a weird hybrid of real-time basic RTS, but on a much more sophisticated level. And it was just really cool how they simplified it. The tools, the UI, just good. Fuck, even like the mechanic with the pirates and the fucking stock for buying like resources in the market.
And the camera control, the fact that you could see everything from every angle.
Oh yeah, you can just zoom the fuck in. I mean, yeah, your cannon fodder ships are cannon fodder, but you can see your capital ships just pewing away.
Oh god. And the mods for all these games are fantastic, by the way.
The mods for Sins of a Solar Empire are actually really good because there's Star Wars mod, Halo mod, 40K mods. People are pretty passionate about these mods for that game because like no other game could really do it that well. I mean, Homeworld 2 Remastered could, but as far as I could tell, I haven't looked at that game in such a long time.
Problem with Homeworld 2,
it's not the same scale.
Homeworld 2 Remastered, they kind of fucked up their modding community a little bit, but just the way they updated the game, then they cut support.
Yeah, they're dumb.
But Homeworld 2 Vanilla has some goddamn fantastic mods.
Oh, the game was revolutionary to me at the time for just space. The Z-Ax, oh my god, just the Z-Ax.
Where you could move ships up or down below the enemy, and you could, like, outmaneuver them. Dude, that shit was fucking cool. You felt like a fleet commander. Of, like, some fucking actual fleet. Like, from a science fiction novel. Homeworld is such a cool game.
But you can see now, like, right after this, it dies.
Sadness.
Then there's only a few games after this. Hearts of Iron 3. Oh god, Empire Total War. The original Men of War came out, but it was meh.
When did Command and Conquer 4 come out? The one that killed it.
I don't know. I think it already
2010.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. Yeah, Supreme Commander 2, garbage.
Yeah. Did they even write Generals 2 on there? It got canned, so probably not.
Yeah, there's Siberian Twilight. That's the weird one.
Oh, that's the gay one. No.
Garbage one.
It's so shitty. It killed
Then there was Assault Squad. It was kind of fun. Stronghold 3, Jesus, was...
No, we don't talk about Stronghold 3.
Oh, yeah, then there was Rebellion for Sins of Solar Empire.
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah,
the Titans were fun.
Yeah. Planetary Annihilation, garbage.
Yep, that was garbage.
Company Heroes 2, at least they tried. Damn, that game's old now. Fuck.
2013, yeah. June 25th, wow.
That's a really long time. Then there's the Homeworld Remastered. Planetary Annihilation tried to do another expansion, garbage. Of course, there's just StarCraft trying to be relevant.
It was Grey Goo in 2015.
No, no.
We're like others, but...
See, hold on.
Meh.
Grey Goo I feel very fucking, passionate about. Because I was following it because mostly I was looking at the development staff. And if I remember right, Grey Goo is the one I'm thinking of. Where there was a lot of Command & Conquer, XC&C Westwood staff.
That's our Petroglyph.
And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, Petroglyph, the supposed second coming of Westwood. Yet for some reason they're not. Like, what the fuck? Where's that passion? Where's that drive? Petroglyph doesn't have it. Petroglyph is just disappointing.
Grey Goo was just mediocre.
It was so meh.
Here are these 2 games I was kind of excited about, but were shit. Well, 3 games, all in a row. Blitzkrieg 3, which was just
fucking boring.
Something. Ashes of Singularity, which was pretty sad. Supposed to be a Supreme Commander.
It was so half-baked.
And in Cossacks 3.
Sadness.
But then we have the resurgence starting to pop up around this time too, with unique cool games. Like, not gonna lie, Off-World Trading Company was actually pretty unique in what it was trying to do.
It was interesting. Yes, I know what it is, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I'm not into that kind of strategy game.
I never tried that one.
At least it was new and it was something different and it wasn't that bad. And they finished it. Then there was Homeworld Deserts of Croc, which was the passion project to bring it back, which in itself was great. It's the same storytelling of the original Homeworld's fucking fantastic.
It was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it. Not the multiplayer, though.
Multiplayer was kind of meh.
It wasn't. Again, it's not space.
You buy it for the campaign. If you buy Deserts of Croc, you like the storytelling and you like that sort of play style.
Yeah, it's not space combat, which was what I wanted. It was still good though. It was still well done. I
still have hopes for Homeworld 3. God damn it!
That'd be fantastic. But yeah, then we have Total War Warhammer, which to me was
meh.
Give or take was all right.
Meh. It was Creative Assembly yet again playing it safe.
Good Warhammer game, bad Total War game.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, Bubbles. It was a good Warhammer game, but it's not a good Total War game.
Dude, this is the game that I was actually excited about, and they got canceled. I remember that. Command & Conquer Generals 2. Remember that?
I was part of the alpha. It was bad. No, don't talk about it. See, it was good and it was bad. Here's why it was good.
It looked really cool because it used the Battlefield. It used the Frost engine from Battlefield.
It sounded fantastic. The sound design was awesome. The way it looked was super cool. And yes, it was a free to play. It was scheduled to be a free to play. But here's the thing. It played not half bad. Like, you could definitely see it felt good. It felt like a Command & Conquer game. It was like they're heading back to the roots. Problem was there were so many bugs with the alpha, and they also just pulled the plug way too early. Like,
Carl, it was an alpha. You literally can't complain about bugs in an alpha.
I know. But the thing is, they pulled the plug before they could. That's what my point is. They pulled the plug before I could tell if it was actually going to be good.
Yeah.
Because it was just too buggy to really tell if it was going to become. I could see what they were going for, and I could feel like the Command & Conquer roots there again. Because after 4, I was like, it's dead. And then they made that web browser game, and I'm like, it's so dead. And then they announced Generals 2, and I'm like, maybe? And now there's rumors going about that they're going to resurrect Command & Conquer. And it's like, well, will they resurrect Command & Conquer? Or are they going to resurrect some monstrosity?
Well, I mean, like again, where's XCOM 2? That should have been up here.
XCOM 2 is a strategy game, yes. Why is
You'll probably look at the real-time strategy list.
Is this real time? I thought I put
Oh yeah,
just
if you were looking at,
strategy.
well yeah, no, because otherwise you would have saw Blood Bowl.
Oh no,
there.
yeah, this is real time. What the fuck? I just wanted strategy games, you whore.
But yeah, no, we just went through all the good RTSs.
Oh, fuck. Damn it, I went
Well,
and skipped a shit ton of it.
Well, no, you're right, because the RTS period is where the RTS period got hit hard with the Dark Ages. The turn-based section, I think did they receive it worse? Is my question.
Turn-based? Yes, that one was so dead for so fucking long. Turn-based tactics is what it was. Yeah, it was gone for a long
And it's
time.
a shame because it's like one of my favorite fucking genres of strategy.
Oh man, it was fucking so gone. 4X games were also dead for a while.
Oh.
Turn-based kind of started to die down in the 2000s.
Yeah,
Like,
because people
yes.
see they
It's
jumped
never really-
on the RTS train bubbles. They were like, oh well, RTS is big, so they jumped over there, and then that ship sank, and then they're like, well, fuck. Well,
There's never really been a particular resurgence. There's been war, but
I mean, we have Divinity. It's kind of a tactical turn-based RPG, and we got XCOM, which is the big one, and we got Xenonauts as well.
Xenonauts and XCOM were the two big ones.
The two big ones that come to mind, and we also got Blood Bowl, which is a turn-based strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Civilization series, but honestly, in my opinion, they've gone downhill.
It's alright. At least with the new expansion they're
The
trying
Endless
to do.
series, though.
But just throw it out there before we go on to Endless. At least they're trying new things with Civilization, with the Rise and Fall. New mechanics, actually. Kind of curious to see what they do.
I am curious to see what they do.
But yeah, no, Endless Legend and Endless Space and just overall the Endless series is really, to me, is such a small little developer who does this, but there's so much love in that fucking game. And you can tell, like, they've been nonstop, like, the way they do it, like their updates and their content, like they actually give a fuck.
They do. Also, if you notice, they're no longer the young little puppy they once were, because Amplitude is now under Sega.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fine.
Sure.
See, they picked a publisher for a right reason, because the publisher does the advertising and funds them. And as long as they don't fuck up, the publisher won't be super mad. And I don't think, does Sega own the Endless franchise, or are they just the publisher?
Yes. They own them.
Okay, so they bought it.
They bought them out, yes. Sega owns them.
It scares me because that's what EA did with Westwood. No.
So far, Sega is very hands-offy, man.
Yeah, they are.
so far.
Well, look, they only get hands-on-y when people remember when
They just
Creative
need to
Assembly
fuck up once.
Well, Creative Assembly fucked up bad with Rome 2. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like put it this way, like when they bought it, as far as I could tell, they were expecting like, oh, well, here's another RTS game that's really good. A lot of people like it, but not a big crowd that likes it, but it makes money. And they're like, you know what? As long as there's steady growth and your fan base grows, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, as long as you're turning profit, as you should.
And it's not like their game requires that much of a production value. A lot of their art is very good art. So it's like simple animations and how they do it, and the style they do it looks very good.
I think that game literally sold me on its art style. Just the whole presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very beautiful game, and it is a very well-made game.
This is a pretty decent 4X game.
It's a shame that Masters of Orion 3 and the other 4X games just kind of fell floppity-flippity.
What other 4X games? Yeah, Master Orion's 2 maybe.
Masters of Orion 3 and Galactic Civ 3 they didn't really do as well. I don't know how they're sitting now, but last I heard they weren't doing so hot.
Look, you played 3 with all the stuff.
With all the stuff, it's fun. It actually feels pretty good.
Feels like Galactic Civ?
It does feel like Galactic Civ, but that's the problem. It feels like Galactic Civ. It doesn't feel like they've done anything new.
Does it have more stuff than 2? That's the real question, because 2 had so much stuff after all the expansions and everything.
Yeah, no, it does have a lot of stuff, and they've actually been doing a lot of updates. A lot of the, I guess I'll just use Ubisoft as an example. A lot of the health updates to the game So that's why I bought it when it was like $30 for like the game and all of their expansions. It was not bad.
Interesting. I'll have to make note of that for myself.
Because I only played the second one. The second one is fun.
The second one's my favorite. I
And
love that.
I really like that one.
You'll like the third one, to be honest, because I was a really big fan of the second one with all these.
Is the AI as good in the third one? Because I remember the AI in 2 would fucking manipulate the player if it could.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I trusted too many alliances in that one.
The third one is. Really
I've heard
good.
stories of the AI keeping players alive. Like a player would die, but another AI would actually come in and save the player just so that AI wouldn't lose.
Yeah, no, the AI, as far as I could tell, with like the few games that I played, are really good. And the new mechanics they added in they're new mechanics. It's pretty good, but it's like additions to the base game. So if you like, like Galciv 2, you like this one.
See, all dog, Bubbles just triggered a memory. Because the AI, yes, it was like that. Remember with the Grand Council, how there'd always be a grouping of AIs that would always be... There'd be some AIs that would always be on the fence. There'd be that one AI that was your bestest fucking friend and was always having your back. Every time you'd be in trouble. And then there'd be that one other AI that would be like your nemesis. I loved how that always seemed to occur. I don't know if that was hard-coded, but it made it feel cool. Because you had like your best ally who's like, don't worry, man, I got your back. He'd send you ships, he'd send you supplies, he'd always be there to get your back. And he'd always be looking out for your interests as well as his own. And then the enemy who'd just constantly try to like get you and your ally destroyed all the time. So many good matches with that. Because
the AI actually takes other factors into account rather than just how many troops they have compared to my direct enemy.
Like Total War. Well, you're weaker, declare war. Well, you're stronger, declare war. God damn it.
Because, for instance, if an AI will like directly lose through, for instance, a conquer objective, if the player dies to that faction, the AI will, even if it hates you, it will actually help you. In many cases. Because it doesn't want to lose.
Yep, and by helping you, your proxy war.
Not losing its relationships with any AI or player.
God, Galactic Civ 2. It was a masterpiece, in my opinion. I love that game.
You'll like 3.
Oh, well, I'll have to give 3 a shot. I don't know.
You do have to get the expansions, though. They do sell them to you. Like that's the one problem that I've had with it, but it's a problem you have to take.
Well, I already own the base game, so it's not that hard. They did cut the base game's price significantly.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, to get the gold edition, it's actually $50. That's actually a pretty good deal, all things considered.
I got it for 30, so.
Well, fuck you and your family, Jesus. We can maybe have to play that. That looks cool.
Steam's gonna have a sale next month. Their lunar sale, so you might as well wait until then.
Sale, but that requires patience. Fine, fair enough. You've got me there. I do like some of the ship designs in 3. They look pretty cool.
You mean the ship design? You can design dude. The cool thing with the gold edition that comes with everything, they also have their own little like $5 expansion in there where they add in like hundreds of pieces of whatever the fuck you want to build, whatever ship you want. You can make like the Terran ships look fucking retarded, or you can make them look like 40K ships if you want, if you take the time to do it. It's the same kind of thing from Galciv 2. It's just they add even more pieces, is what it is.
That's kind of cool. Also, big pardon if you guys hear any sirens in the background. I have no idea. There's been like 4 cop cars now that have driven past my house, and now there's 2 more. I don't know what's going on. Crazy. Anyways, moving on. We've got all sorts of things. So that's why I hear wheel.
Did you even introduce me to the recording?
All Dog, you're famous.
All I guess famous. He's a big YouTuber.
He is. All Dog, people want you to make a YouTube channel. Okay, let's get the scoop here on my channel. When's that YouTube channel coming, All Dog? He's like, he just laughs. He's like, no, don't call me out. See, he's.
I would never do it though. Why would I?
Why wouldn't you?
Because people love you.
I like piggybacking on other people's channels. It's fun.
That's fine. See, this benefits me. I'm okay with this.
It does benefit. You do shit for money.
Dude, I don't monetize my
See,
shit. I can't even do it if I want to.
It's Patreon you want the money from.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Or we can
you
have a Doge Patreon. Well, yeah. If you donate enough money, Doge will come onto the channel more.
Wow, that's pretty fucked up. I would do that.
That is pretty fucked up. That's why I thought it was funny. I was totally being serious, all dog. You need to do it from the Manies, the Monies, the Mona Lisas,
The Mona Lisas.
all the Mona Lasses.
He'll be like a YouTube whore.
He is kind of a YouTube whore. Are you kidding me? But he's my whore now. I claim him.
But you're not paying him.
Too bad. What other games? What other games? I've been kind of nostalgizing lately over CNC, and the fact that I've heard rumors about them resurrecting it just made me go like, they're gonna kill it again.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Oh god, okay, that's enough of that. I'm already sad about it.
They're bringing your hopes up.
There's always the Mighty Magic franchise.
Oh my god, the Magic franchise, lol.
Oh god, that last one was bad.
We're bringing it back, guys. Like, oh my god.
I've only ever played the third and fourth one.
Dude, that company fucking reached out to me and gave me a key. I was like, when that came out, I was like, why are you giving it to me? Like, I'm looking around, I'm like, nobody's really covering this game. Like,
help!
Is it that bad? Played it and I'm like, wow, that's pretty boring. That's pretty... Oh god, I can't believe I got a key from them. I'm not sure if I don't feel humbled. I just feel like they were like, well, I guess we don't have very many people that are willing to play our game. It's like, oh, thanks.
That is one franchise they should have known. It's like, okay, the franchise is dead. We should just let it die now.
It's time to make... See, that's okay. Like, some franchises can die, except CNC. CNC has different universes under it. See, like the Total War. Those two can't die, because it's an overarching franchise with different universes within it. Okay, mostly for the CNC. CNC has actually got, like, different retarded lore. Fucking Total War is just, like, little history. They don't actually write anything now that I think about it. Oh, God.
They don't write anything, but they have a lot to choose from. Well, so they can't have, like, a solid rotation going on.
Let's think about the times when Creative Assembly was able to write the story. Anybody remember a game called Stormrise?
No.
My autistic smile is... it hurts, actually. It was a remarkably bad game. It was like... Basically, it's like, all right, we're making a game. It's like Total War. And you're like, what? And then it's like, think about it, guys. It's in the future. And you're like, hold on. Like, Total War with guns? That sounds kind of gay. And it was kind of gay. It was pretty bad. Let's never talk about it again. Stormrise is...
Total War with guns is fine as long as they're nothing more than rifles and muskets.
But the thing is, it played like Tom Clancy's End War, except without the voice command thing. So it didn't even have a cool gimmick. You were just like, you could only look over the shoulders of your units. Navigating was a bitch. Moving units was a bitch. And you couldn't move the camera. But the maps were like interesting. It was like, oh, cool, look, there's like tunnels and shit. And there's like, you can climb up to different skyscrapers and commanding units. Problem was, how do you make them move? Half the time the game crashes.
I like End War.
Sounds like there's a reason.
I like End War. End War was fun. End War was a fun little game. I enjoyed it.
I played that on console, actually. And I was part of the big group that actually, like, strategized and did things. It felt really cool, and the persistent units were always fun in multiplayer.
Worst part about buying that game was when I bought it, I had fucking strep throat.
I never used the voice command. I mean, granted, it was still pretty cool to use it.
I just liked... Dude, I love it. I love it when you attack the capitals when you're doing the global conquest. And then, if you took too long, or when you're defending your capital, like Washington, D.C., when I was defending it against the filthy Europeans... Ugh, disgusting. Like, we were holding around the final building. We're like, oh my god, we're about to lose. And then a bunch of, like, NPC tanks would spawn in. Like, hundreds of them, and they just roll in. Granted, they were useless, and they got blown up practically instantly, but it looked cool. It was like the cavalry's here. It was kind of cool. That's one I would like to see in another war. End War 2 would be cool. Like, it was interesting, because your camera was locked to the unit, but, it worked.
It felt very cinematic. You only saw what your units could see.
Yeah, you felt like you were the commander.
Or at least felt like you were like the unit was communicating with you, and then you had to communicate with your ally with 2v2s or God, the 3v3s are all over the fucking place.
Oh, End War's a good game.
And then the cool thing was like either when you fought someone else, like there was unspoken rule. It's like, all right, if you don't kill my units, I'll let your units go away too. And then like once the first fucking shot was fired, we're like, oh my god, he killed one of my high-ranking units. Oh, dude.
Oh, that's right. Units will rank up. No, no.
Even the fucked up thing too, where it's just like, do I want to bring in some of my high-level units to deal with this, or do I want to rank up some rookies?
Oh god, I want to play it now.
And it's
Fuck
also,
you.
And it's the other fucking thing too, where it's like, oh, this my high level unit, he's half health. Shit, do I leave him here? I need him, but fuck, I don't know what to do. Should I evac him? Like, is it worth the risk to keep him? Because like, even though he's half strength, he's still worth like another unit and half another unit because of what he is.
Oh god, that game's dead, isn't it?
Yes.
You can't even like play single player. I wonder if it's $10 on Steam. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like I literally recently bought World in Conflict again just for the nostalgia because I had it on CD back in the day, and I kind of enjoyed that one. It was made by the same people that made Ground Control, if I remember right, which is another good series. Well, at least the first one is. I didn't really care for 2. Well, 2 was kind of cool, but it was in that age of like strategy games are dying. The strategy apocalypse is what we'll call it.
Strategy apocalypse.
It was the dark times. The 4 RTSs of the apocalypse. StarCraft, Command and Conquer. You gotta help me out here. Total War, because they fucked up too. Oh god, I just gotta fuck it up. That's 3. Where's the 4th horse? Who fucked up?
I don't know what other games coming out this year for strategy.
For strategy. Let's look. Can we look at upcoming? Is there a way?
Total War. That's the only one I can think of right now.
Oh god, Total War Thrones of Britannia. But it looks meh. It looks like it should just be an Attila expansion. I'm sorry.
See, here's the good one. The one I've been wanting to play. BattleTech.
BattleTech. Oh, BattleTech. Yeah, the tabletop.
BattleTech.
That looks good.
BattleTech looks really good. And that's it, actually.
When's Iron Harvest supposed to come out?
Next year.
Yeah.
They delayed it, from what I heard.
I have no real hope for it.
Arch is still excited about it. He's crazy. He's like, oh, it's gonna be good. It's like, well, look, I don't know, boy. It looks kind of like it's like just Company Heroes, but with mechs. Now, don't get me wrong. I love mechs.
It doesn't even look like it's trying to do that. It looks like it's just something else. I don't.
We'll wait. We'll see what it looks like. They're remastering Battlezone 2, but they changed the name to Combat Commander. That's kind of cool. I actually like Battlezone. I don't mind that. That makes me happy. There's a Total War.
Never played the second one. Heard it was pretty meh.
Second one is pretty meh. But I was a little kid when I played it, so I was too dumb to know any better.
I was too stupid.
Quite literally. So I was like,
Didn't have any standards.
Yeah, quite literally. I'm being honest with you guys. Jesus Christ. Just fucking like you faggot and like, oh, I'm sorry. Right in the foo-foos. There is not anything else besides that. Now, let's look at strategy. I was just looking at the RTS subgenre. Not a whole fucking lot. Wait, what's this? There's a game called Path of Retaliation for Rome. That looks like it's sort of like a Caesar sort of take. Caesar, you know, that game. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, I tried.
I never did play any of the games.
Caesar game was fun. Caesar 3. And the Caesar 4 was just kind of like, okay, you're doing 3D now, but you don't know how to do 3D. Okay.
It was sad. That's all I heard. I played the demo, and it looked sad.
Like I said, it's 3D now. They don't know how to do 3D.
Like, the buildings are 3D. Maybe?
I like this game's name. RTS Commander. Smash the Rebels. Holy shit. What am I looking at?
Is this a meme game or is this
really?
shovelware?
That's a fucking shovelware. But look at I don't know.
Smash the Rebels. Oh god, turn the shit down.
No, just look at the pictures. Oh my god. What am I looking at?
I don't know if I want to look at it. Oh, that's some class A fucking.
Do I wanna?
No, you don't want to. I just.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Is this turning into the Lost podcast already?
This is bad.
Ignore that. Ignore that.
I think these assets are from a game. I'm not sure if they have illegally or illegally obtained those. That reminds me of those free-to-play MMO RTSs. Those were kind of interesting. There was the canceled Dune one, which was going to be official, and there was a couple other ones, free MMO RTSs, which were it was kind of like a weird, obscure attempt to do massive open worlds. There was a space one where you could build your colony and in population, and you'd have to fight, other people. Problem was in those MMO RTSs, is other players would get so technologically advanced that they'd just show up with a fleet and bombard your fucking settlement, and you'd be like, well, that was the end of me.
Oh, by the way, a good game that's actually coming out soonish. Well, not soonish. Probably this year or next year. Is the AI War 2 or whatever. I forgot the name of it.
AI War. Yeah, you're right.
AI War 2.
They're making a second one. Are they going to do a 2D or 3D?
Huh? It looks pretty good. It still looks like it's isometric.
That's fine. I don't really mind. I actually kind of like my RTS as 2D. I know, I'm crazy. They just look cute and adorable when they're 2D. There's not a whole lot of strategy games coming. There's what seems to be popular this year, from what I'm seeing thus far, is we have a lot of expansions for existing RTSs or not RTSs, but strategy games like the Paradox series. Not surprised there, but and we also have a lot of the simulation strategy games coming out. I'm not a big fan of those because YouTubers have made them quite predominant. Because management sims and stuff like that, like the YouTube one, etc., etc. Problem is now it's starting to look like people are trying to just jump on the fucking bandwagon. And when people jump on the bandwagon, they make some really half-baked shovelware shit. And things get a little...
It's a genre I love, but there's too much crap in it.
There is a lot of crap in it. The sim strategy genre.
Mm-hmm.
So like YouTube Sim or things like Spore, stuff like that.
That is pretty oversaturated now.
We are getting too much of that. Too much of that. Oh, one thing we didn't...
Gladius might come out this year.
What the hell is Gladius? Do I even know what that is?
That's
Warhammer 40k Gladius, Relics of War.
Oh yeah, that looks kind of interesting. I'm a little bit skeptical because the faction choice is kind of like, why? It's not very... different-y. It's a lot of similars. You got Necrons, which are kind of colorless and flavorless. I'm not a fan of Necrons. Sorry. They're just like gay versions of Tomb Kings. Yeah, that's. I think that's an accurate assessment from my glorious, indisputable perspective. I'm not a fan of Necrons. I hate Necrons. Get rid of them.
And we know why, Carl.
We hate Necrons, Bubbles. See, I used to not mind them until like a month ago. Now I just can't stand them. Just want them to die. I want 40k to die because Necrons. Bubbles, it's bad. Bubbles, no. No. Oh, God. Yeah, these tycoon games are definitely seeming to appear in fucking greater numbers.
The Lord of the Rings living card game.
More. I hate card games.
What even is this?
Fucking card games. Anyone who likes card games should be lynched. Bubbles. You don't like... Dumb. Do you like card games, Bubbles? I kind of thought you did.
I know.
Okay. Then I stand by my statement.
Okay, Carl, come fight me then.
Fight me, bro. Battletech. I'm excited for that. Where is that? Come out already, you fucking Asperger. I want to play Battletech.
Might be shit.
Shut up, Bubbles. The thing is, it looks good. No, that's not what I want to say. The thing is, I've seen people play it and it looks good. There, it sounds a little bit more grounded. Not by a whole heck of a lot, though. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. I gotta be honest with you.
Not a lot that catches my eye on the
I've gone through the entire upcomings on Steam, and now I'm just like, well, maybe I'll take a peek on
you
GOG.
look at it, and it's like, maybe this could be good, but I was like, I don't want to find out. Just tell me, are you good?
Yeah, well, it's not even like, are you good? It's like, you look kind of meh. Like, you gotta be one of those real one-hit wonders.
Yeah, it's like, they look basic, but there could be something in them. I was like, I don't want to have to find out.
Nothing on GOG. Granted, what I normally expect to see on GOG is old games, but sometimes you'll find, some new stuff there. Sometimes, not always. But this is not that case. Pity. You know what?
Strategy is dead.
It's not dead.
Not entirely dead.
Well,
it's not as strong as it used to be. It's sad.
I don't think it'll ever be as popular as it once was. I don't think it'll reach that golden age. See, I like to always accredit the golden age to CNC because I'm a fanboy of CNC and I'm a faggot like that. But, God damn it. Look, CNC did it, okay? You just gotta love them because they're better than everyone else. Except they're gay because they made shitty ones. Oh, see, I wanna be like, yes, I love you, but then they make like 4, and you're just like, I fucking want you to disappear. I don't wanna look at you.
4 isn't even a strategy game.
It's like
throw things in that direction.
You see Kane, right? You know that guy, the guy who I literally first fucking game I've ever played my entire fucking existence was Command and Conquer on the Sega fucking Saturn. Fucking ass cancer because it was leggy. But besides that, god damn it. Kane was like so cool. He was like evil and he was like the boogeyman for me as a child. And just seeing him in 4 was like, what is this? He's like, help, EA, you're raping me. And just like, you're dead after this. Like, your future as like being a video game actor is over. I'm sorry. You'll never make it. And I don't even think, has he done anything? What is that man's name? Hold on, I'm now curious. Oh fuck, I did not mean to whack him. Whack him. Kane actor. CNC? I don't know. What's his name? His name is Joseph D. Cuckin. That's a
pretty good name.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it, I hope. What has he done? Oh my god, he's been in things. In 2011. What? He's a video game developer. Oh, that's right. He's a video game developer, director, actor, screenwriter, and casting director for various gaming companies. Okay, hold on. Which gaming companies? Are they alive to this day? Oh my god, that's his little brother. Oh my god, I think he was in one of the other games. Let's see. His gameography. I'm curious because he did The Legend of Curandia, Lands of Lore, Monopoly, Command & Conquer Red Alert, Lands of Lore 2, Blade Runner. I did not know he was in Blade Runner. Dune 2000, Command & Conquer Red Alert, Command & Conquer Tiberian Sun, Nox, Command & Conquer Firestorm, Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge. He's in Battle for Dune? I didn't know that either. Renegade, makes sense. Pirates of the Legend of the Black Cat, with a K. And that's it. Oh god, his last thing, of course, was Tiberian Twilight. That was the end of his, That was the end of him, wasn't it?
He was done.
He probably changed his name.
He probably changed his name? No. Other games. Road War, Mars Saga, Question, Mars of Titan. A lot of no-namers. None that are running a bell with me anyways. What a poor bastard. Did his career literally die from this game? Okay.
I hope not.
I hope not, too. He deserves better. He's a good man. He's bald and has, like, facial hair.
Oh, my god.
It's a good argument. Oh,
Carlos
god.
getting wet in his pants.
He's 52. He's practically dead. Oh, no. Okay, sorry.
He's even older than you, Carl.
I'm 40. No. Good. See, I remembered. See, if I just stick with generic numbers, I'll remember my age. Well, don't you think?
No, because I'm pretty sure 40 is not correct.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain, yes.
I don't think I believe you.
I don't think you need to believe me.
What if fuck you? That's the end of my argument there. All right. Well, I think we've covered the basis of strategy. It's golden age. It's middle age of middleness. It's dark age of badness.
I believe right there. It's the middle age of middleness.
Is what we're at now.
Yes, it's very middle of the middle because we're not the high point anymore. We're not the low point. We're just here.
We have RTSs. We have strategy games. We've got some good ones and we've got some bad ones. We need some hard hitters to really kick up the golden age of strategy in general.
Like a new Total War engine.
A new Total War look, a new good Total War, a good historical title. I don't know about the Three Kingdoms garbage. A new Command and Conquer.
Guys, but Spears.
Oh my God.
Because that's all you're fucking gonna have.
Look, it's Romance of the Three Kingdoms. There's no way it's fucking regular, like historical. So it's not even a historical game.
I don't even want romance. It's like...
I don't really want China, because China's boring. Because militarily speaking, China is like... There's nothing historically documented well. Like, the little fuckers, when the whole fucking, like, communist revolution shit happened, they fucking purged half their fucking historical records. And kept only certain things.
And then they rewrote the other half.
Yeah, they rewrote it. So it's all made up. Like, China is probably more realistically, actually, historically, not an advanced fucking society. That's just the far communist party just making them seem like, oh, yes, we were technologically superior. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You were just savages. How does it make you feel? And they're like, no.
I mean, they were decent savages.
They were decent, but they were still savages. Glorious.
They were more advanced some areas, in other areas not.
They were so advanced that the Qing dynasty had no problems. Got him. See, I just want a medieval Total War. Is that too much to ask? Medieval, maybe another empire, like a proper
want Medieval
one.
3.
I want Medieval 3, but I'm afraid it needs to be on a new engine and a
New engine, and it needs to be good.
It needs to be good. It can't have any bullshit. We can't have French DLC day one or Byzantine DLC or fucking like England DLC day one. Like, we need our core medieval factions. Who cares about the Turks? The Turks can be like maybe DLC because people should have to pay for wanting to play that kebab race of.
The Turks were fun in Medieval 2.
No, they were green. Green bubbles.
They were fun.
Their color was
Mongols
green.
right off the bat.
They were green. Also, their armies were fucking broken. Just fucking cheesy. Fucking horse archers. Up there.
And then they had the fucking cannons.
For
For some reason, their cannons were bigger and better because fuck it.
That was kind of dumb.
They weren't really better. Those giant ass bombards were kind of trashy.
That's why you use stainless steel mod and it makes game better. Oh my god, the mod for Medieval 2. Third Age. Oh, stainless steel. Oh. What else you got? You also got fucking Beginning of the End Times, which is a Warhammer mod. That's pretty fucking great still to this day. Still has more content than Total Warhammer. Jesus Christ.
There's even a Three Kingdoms mod.
There's even Three Kingdoms mod. Yeah, probably better. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. The only thing that sucks is the engine's dated, so shooting is terrible. Like when units have guns. Oh god, when units have guns.
Well, we're gonna shuffle around, we're gonna turn around, aim our guns.
Maybe
3 of us are gonna fire, then we're gonna shuffle around some more.
It really does.
And God forbid you put them on walls.
God, no. They won't even fire. Look, it was a nightmare to get your money's worth out of the fucking flamethrower soldiers when you played the Byzantines.
See, if you managed to position correctly, you could get the guns to work well.
Yeah.
but they had to be on completely flat terrain. They had to have a slight angle on the target. It's just cancerous.
They were...
The cannons were good, though.
The cannons were always fucking great. Hell, the cannons in Napoleon were great. I don't really like Empire, but Napoleon was fun. And Shogun 2.
I like Empire with mods. Mod is a fucking turn.
Shogun 2. Emperor. Or not Emperor Edition. That's Rome 2. The Fall of the Samurai. That was good shit. Fucking Armstrong guns, boy. Oh, with coastal support. Oh, so much artillery.
Not to mention naval battles. You get the shitty little Japanese ironclads that have Gatling guns on the broadsides. They just want the peel for the enemy ships. This is glorious.
Oh, God. Shogun 2 is pretty good. While it had pretty boring unit roster, the game made up for it by just being well made and having the best multiplayer in Total War history. Shame. But I think we'll wrap it up here, gents, because we've talked about strategy games all day long now. Let's see if my hotkey works. So I'm gonna set this stupid shit up. Yes? Right, old dog?
No.
Right.
Perfect.